Going on to you, Scorpio. So you have the Nine of Cups, the Four of Wands, and you have the Ace of Swords. So these three cards right here, right off the rip for you, Scorpios, really speaks to how it is a lot of you Scorpios really see yourselves. A lot of you Scorpios are seeing yourself as being way too valuable than to actually find your time trying to fight over and get the attention of people who are really lower than you anyway. And what I mean when I say lower than you, I'm talking about dysfunctional people. A lot of you Scorpios are not going to waste your time trying to hold on to would-be relationships with people who are quite dysfunctional and not really going anywhere in life, who in the next 10 to 20 years, they're going to be in a worse position that they're in, crying, talking about how they want someone to actually look out for them and they just need an opportunity. The reason why is because of the Ace of Swords, right? These three cards. The Nine of Cups represents your confidence, and it represents how you Scorpios very much so have been doing the internal work, and I'm proud of y'all. A lot of you Scorpios have realized that, know how beautiful the person is. No one is worth y'all losing y'all peace of mind over that doesn't want you back, right? If they want you and y'all are going through a rough patch right now, that's one thing, right? But it's another thing where the person is trying to act like they're so much better than you. Now they're playing themselves. And the reason why it is I'm saying that in the first place is because the Four of Wands and the Ace of Swords. A lot of you Scorpios are learning how to become quite good visionaries. You're being able to see, kind of think about it from an ideas perspective, if it is even a good idea, right? For you to even spend such and such time even going after said person. And you're also paying attention to the toll and the threat that comes along trying to get to know this person. If you Scorpios are assessing that this person isn't a very good match with how much time you should spend trying to get to know them, the toll, right? What it's going to cost, and the threat. What are the dangers that come along with having this person in your life? Then I just see a lot of you Scorpios not really willing to take risks or take certain risks or like put yourselves in a poorhouse in order to do it, right? Because no significant other that loves you, that has value, would even want you to even do that. They wouldn't even ask you to do some goofy stuff like that. So the Tower, which is Scorpio, and the Four of Pentacles represents this is huge for a lot of you Scorpios. This is huge because this is huge news. That's why you got the Major Arcana, because what this is saying is that you Scorpios are making life-altering decisions, good life-altering decisions. You're not destroying yourself for other people anymore. Now you Scorpios, if you get humbled, if you Scorpios deal with a difficult time, a rough time, this is just an intermission for a lot of you Scorpios, where a lot of you are going to come back, learn from your mistakes, come back, and you're going to come back even better compared to how you used to be. So a lot of you Scorpios are not being crash test dummies for the sake of other people. You're not allowing yourselves to just be like, people think that they could mess with you, mess with your peace of mind, getting on your nerves, or like say certain things to you that will hurt you. And then now you Scorpios are like, oh my gosh, because you felt so strongly about the person. I'm seeing that a lot of you Scorpios can still have that certain level of intensity where you care about the person. You care for them like a Scorpio would care, right? But it's also this sense of, hey, but if it doesn't work out, you're not going to be all broken up. Like, you're not going to be as dramatic. Like, you're not going to make decisions because of that sadness that's going to set you back. This is more so about how you Scorpios are like, you're going to sit with that discomfort. And you Scorpios are going to look at where you can improve and how broken the situation is. And then you're going to also assess it too, because you're going to also see, as you are seeing now, that who's broken and who's not. Because I'm seeing that you Scorpios are developing that now. You're doing it now. And the Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Cups now is about, this is where a lot of the regret is going to come into place for others, because it's going to come into place because like they are not going to be able to see things from your perspective. Because like I said before, you Scorpios are becoming visionaries. So people are going to call you crazy. As you're getting to know people, they're going to call you crazy. They're going to, there's some people that you Scorpios are already getting to know are probably calling you crazy, right? They're trying to make it seem like you don't know what it is that you're talking about. But you Scorpios can see the writing on the wall. You see how messed up certain people's moves are and why it is that they're not to be trusted. And you just don't want to keep reliving the same scenario over and over and over again, where you used to what you used to in the past, right? Having to be the last person to find out how much of a weirdo a person is, trying to get to know somebody and they don't have your best interest in mind. You know what I mean? It always seems like it's a setup. Like you Scorpios are tired of always having to be the last one to find that out about somebody, right? You're so deeply in love with the person to the point where you miss the warning signs. You miss the things that really are supposed to stand out to you. Like, hey, this person doesn't have a job. They can't find one, nor are they going to try their hand or make an effort towards getting a job or even creating one, right? To where they're running their own business. They have no assets. They are quite disrespectful when they speak to you, and they are emotionally heated because of the disagreements that the two of you have. They are, they betray your fidelity. They commit infidelity all the time. So a lot of you Scorpios are realizing that you have to take personal responsibility yourselves and actually start looking at it. And you have. And now that you have, you Scorpios are just on another level with it, because the Ace of Wands now, right? The Ace of Wands and the King of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles represents, you've met some people recently who tried to act like they're a good catch, but a lot of you Scorpios saw straight through that that nonsense. You didn't want to have anything to do with it, right? They think that you're passing up on a wonderful opportunity, but you Scorpios are just like, nah. Let's clarify the King of Pentacles. Eight of Wands, Knight of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. Right, because eventually you Scorpios were always going to figure out what you needed to do and start organizing anyway. You were always on the upswing anyway. You just needed to stop denying what you already knew about others. And then you have the Ten of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. And the only type of people who are going to be able to actually be around you is people that come in with good intentions. That's where the saying of good vibes only come from. The saying of good vibes only, right, comes from the fact that, don't y'all find that odd, right? Let me put you Scorpios on game. That's where the feeling of good vibes only come from. The idea that so many people, everybody resonates with the idea of they were good to somebody, and the person that they were good to didn't really have their best interest in mind. They didn't really treat them the way that they should have been treated, and they misused them But then don't you find it odd that very few people actually do the work? You know, comparatively, if we're talking about people who don't do the work versus people who do percentage wise, I would say about 90% of people don't do the work and 10% people do. I mean, people are scared of a book. People are scared of reading books, right? People will want the information and stuff like this, right? Any kind of information. They will want to learn. They'll talk about how they want to learn money. They want to learn how to be better in relationships, but then they won't read. If the information is in a book, they won't read. They won't do their homework. They will come up with excuses to not read the book. That's how much people are committed to being quite dysfunctional, right? To the point where they have a phobia. They have bibliophobia. They have a fear of books. You know what I mean? So you Scorpios are really on the right direction though. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Peace.